Can we just appreciate how crazy this market is? This is insanity. I am happy to have a green day. Let's put it that way. The sad thing is I lost my Tradeify accounts today. Moment of silence. Not happy about that, but it is what it is. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader coming at you here on what is today? I forget what day it is. Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? I think today's Tuesday. Yeah, today's Tuesday, April the 8th. Yeah, unfortunately lost my Tradeify accounts today. I'm sad about that, but I am very, very happy to be green. Not a crazy big day at all, but just solid $100 plus per account, and just trying to put together some green days once again. So, wow, this market sold off today. Way more than I anticipated. I was really, really thinking that we might hold some of these areas. I was really thinking we might hold this area, and I thought we would, especially with the morning push up, and then we rejected off of that major high from yesterday on the NASDAQ, and I think the ES pretty much followed suit. Yeah, pushed up a little bit higher than that high from yesterday, and we just had a massive, massive sell-off again. And so I think a couple days ago, I might even mention that, I don't know, this could just simply be a little bear flag, and that's kind of what it was. Let's talk through some of the trades real quick. This is where I lost my Tradeify accounts. I was green this morning on the other accounts that I was trading. I also made some, I just started marking out some of the trades that I took, some of the good trades that I took, and where my risk was, my stop loss, profit target, what we took, and just to, I don't know, just help me clarify a little bit on where am I making mistakes and where am I taking good setups. But this is where I lost the Tradeify accounts. Let's just go to those. And unfortunately, I mean, it was a rollover period, and I got convinced that this move is going to continue right here off this wick, and really probably should have had a bigger stop loss, but I only had $180 of drawdown left in these accounts, so I had to be very careful. But so I got stopped out and re-entered, caught one contract, got stopped out on the second, and I thought, well, I'm just going to wait, and I'm not going to continue to trade. This is obviously just kind of barcoding, and we need to see what's going to happen. And then we had this little move, and these couple wicks just convinced me that we're going to move higher. And before we did, we came back down and took me out. So unfortunately, it was just a bad timing and a bad spot. It was one of those, you ever have these moments where you select an account and you just kind of got this feeling in your stomach that, yeah, it's just not, I don't know if I'm going to trade this very well. That's exactly how I felt when I switched to these two accounts. For some reason, it just felt like they were doomed. So they're gone, but so be it. Let's look at a couple of these other trades. I can't remember what accounts I traded. This was 69 and 70. This was a one trade deal here on these two. Beautiful break and retest of this 5210, 5200 area, which I thought was really going to hold up today, and caught a really nice trade there. $160 trade, actually 120, no, yeah, $160. It was three contracts. Could have got a little bit more, but I was just kind of trailing my stop up and took me out on this pullback. But I was really happy with that trade. This one here was probably on 84. No, well, we did take one there. While we're here on the 84 account, I did take this one here. This is really, really, really frustrating. I've been trying to move my stops a little bit wider so I don't get stopped out as much. And right here on this pullback, we retested this area, and I went long off of these long wicks and this kind of doji candle. And I wasn't paying attention. This little purple line is the overnight high, and I should have moved my stop below there. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention, but I wasn't. And I literally, I mean, you can't make this up. I literally got shot perfectly. I mean, it on the chart, it doesn't even show like it hit my stop loss, but it did. So just tick stopped me out, and then we pushed out, and I was like, I'm going in. This is going up, and it did. And that was actually a really nice trade. Out there for about 140 bucks almost. Really nice trade there on those accounts. It was these bottom two. So now let's look at this trade here, which yep, right here. Account 68 and 77, I believe. So here we had this breakdown, and when we fell below this level, and we tried to touch it and push out, and we didn't, and I just felt strongly that this is going to fall apart, and it was allowed me to put my stop right above this level. And if it took me out, the move, I wasn't convinced that it would continue. So it had a really nice trade there. That was about a $120 trade. Really nice trade. It could have been a lot more had I held through this little pullback. But we also had VWAP sitting down here, and I wasn't sure if we're going to break through it. Again, I was kind of thinking at that point that we may still, as we get to this area, we're going to hold. And I felt that way on ES until this thing fell apart in the afternoon. Or around the lunch hour, this thing fell apart, and we really sold off after that. So the bulls tried to hold this level, they just simply couldn't. And when this thing fell apart, it did so in glorious fashion. Did take a little short trade here. I don't remember which account that was, but anyway, let's just get this. I think I took a nice little trade on gold. I did on the 84 accounts. Those were accounts I had some winners and some losers. But 84 account, we had a breakdown here off of this major high. If you look at the 15-minute chart, this is let's go to the daily. So here we had this breakdown of this previous hold area. We broke through there, and we also broke through this today. But this red line is right here. So we were rejecting, and I really almost took it up here, but I thought I would wait to see if it rejected the overnight highs, and it did, and we kind of wicked out, pushed down, and then I took the short. Got out of there with a decent little trade, but it could have been better, and I really probably should have taken the entry up here, somewhere here. But again, I was just trying to be careful and really get a good kind of a double confirmation that we're going to sell down. So happy with that. But gold looks like it wants to hold this major area right here. So that is this previous high from February. It looks like it wants to hold there. It fell below it and it's pushed back up into it today. So we'll see. We'll see if it holds on. That'll be something to watch in the overnight session. The Dow, I took one little trade right here. Nice little long trade there at the top. But anyway, that was the day. Let's take a look at TradeZella. You can see 473, 66% win rate, which was pretty good. I actually had outside of those 3 trades I took with these take profit or Tradeify accounts, I actually traded quite well today. Matter of fact, let's look at just Apex. I'm curious to see what the win rate was if I look at just my Apex accounts. Almost 80% win rate, which is really good for me. But I traded those really well today, so it's a good thing. All accounts, interestingly enough, we kind of recouped the last Thursday loss day, 473 today, 473 loss on Thursday. But we have a couple green days here this month. We've been put together 3 in a row now, so that's a win, and I'm definitely feeling a little bit better about myself and about the trading. But as you can see with this major sell-off today, you cannot trust this market. And I have to show you, I kind of got onto a little war path today with evals. When I lost these accounts, I kind of decided I was going to try to pass some evals. And I have to show you, I took some big losses right here at the end of the day in Power Hour. This big move right here caught me, and also this last move before end of day caught me, and I ended up blowing up these 2 Apex accounts, and I also lost these 2 Tradeifys. But this is the story. This one right here, this Tradeify account is blown, and it's 1,300 in profit. I had that account at 3,300 today in profit because we started at 49,000. So I was 1,000 in the hole, and I thought, man, I'm going to try to pass this. And at one time today, I was up almost 10,000 on just trading 2 to 4 micros, literally. I would get into a position and then sometimes add. And actually, oftentimes I would add and work my way, out and into a bigger win. And I had a lot of big green on these accounts today, and I just simply lost it on some of these moves. But this one here was frustrating. Again, we were at 52,300 something, and I lost it right here. And this was just one of those areas I wasn't paying attention, and I was starting to short. You can see the entries here. I was starting to short this. I actually had these two wins, and then I started to build a short position right here. I was expecting this to continue to roll over, and it actually did. But I got stopped out on that account right here. And what happened is I had my ATM set up where I was trading with, I forget which account, but this account was trading at double size. So if I was in with 4 micros on my accounts, on this Tradeify I was in with 8 micros. And what happened is I just didn't have enough bandwidth to survive this pullback. I mean, here, where my entry is on this candle was at the 571s, and we pulled all the way back up here to the 670. It's 100 points just from right here. And because I was in with double size, and I was not paying attention, a rookie mistake. I wasn't paying attention because I was in profit, and I completely forgot that I only have 2,000 in drawdown. And so we went from 3,300 down to 1,300, and boom, the account got liquidated. So that was definitely not fun. I did not really enjoy that move at all. I think, yeah, see here you can see this is the other accounts. See how these accounts survived, and had I only been in with, you know, the same size, we would have survived that and actually maybe almost passed it, because that ended up being a $450 winner, $143 winner. So that's 455, almost 600, and another almost 200. That's about $800. Yeah, I would have actually passed that account had I only been in with one, with the same size contract and not being double. So kind of a lesson learned. I mean, again, it's an eval, and evals are evals, whatever. But yeah. And then here, end of the day is where I lost these other two. And just, I mean, let's appreciate just the craziness of NQ. After the market closes at 4 o'clock, usually this thing kind of goes sideways. And we had this push. I got faked out right here. Wasn't paying attention at the time. Got faked out on this candle, went short, and realized that, oh, we're almost at 4 o'clock. No wonder we have this big move. Got taken out, entered a long position here on this mini pullback, and this thing falls apart completely. And then right here, look at this candle. It takes me out at this stop, and then this candle, I actually got stopped out on this candle, but from the 140s to the 255s, that's 110 points. Boom, one candle at 430. So it's crazy. The NQ is absolutely crazy, and I haven't traded it on a couple of days with my funded accounts, because I'm just not, I don't know, I'm not happy with it. Today, the way it went and how well I traded up until really this move, I was really thinking to myself, gosh, why don't I go in with like 1 micro on funded accounts at key levels, you know, good setups that I'm looking for? Why don't I go in with like 1 micro and try to build a position? But I don't know. I would feel more comfortable if I was, you know, above 50,000 on these accounts. We got some work to do to get them back out before I try to do that. But anyway, kind of interesting on how the day went. But I did pass an Apex account, so that's good. Did pass that one, and I had a really nice day on this take profit account. So we're up 750 on that one, which is really good. So anyway, we shall see where this thing goes, but it is nutty. I'm not sure, no pun intended for nutty bar trading there, but yeah, I don't know. The way this looks right now, we could be, I mean, it's kind of a very much here and now. It's not one of the market right now is not one where you can really, in my opinion, right now, it's difficult to say, hey, well, it looks like we're going to be doing X or Y, or we're going to be going up or down. It is so, you don't know. Like yesterday, end of day, it looked like this was holding. We held through the overnight. This morning we pushed out, and I thought, wow, this is really going to go. If we reclaim this, I thought, wow, we're really going to go. We started to fall apart, and then I thought we were going to hold in this area, and we just simply didn't, and we completely fell apart. So you really have to be here and now and in the game, and just eyes wide open in your trading. So Hope you guys are having a good week and are being careful and not blowing funded accounts. Hopefully I can get my funded accounts back above the 50,000 where they were and get them back up to payouts. But this one here, this Tradeify, this stings because I had this account at 1,300 something in profit. I need to be at 2,100 to get to payout. And so I was, between 700 and 800 away from payout. And we ended up blowing the account because of the big couple of big red days that I had last week. Let's take a look at that. So that was today. We blew that account. But last week, right here, we had a $500 red day on those accounts. Right here, we had a $500 red day. So in 1 week, I lost $1,000, which is just simply too much on those Tradeify accounts. So anywho, that's that. I won't bore you. I've been rambling here long enough, but hey, thanks for following along. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for using code BCT with Take Profit, Apex, and Tradezilla. And once again, thanks for following along. Good luck out there, my friends. Trade well. And until next time, take care and so long.